what's your experience been with the Portuguese people? What do you want to say about the Portuguese?
Well, I didn't have that level of privilege, and I've always preferred to pump my own gas, actually.
Fair
So,
enough. Touche.
I mean, no, well, they'll pump your gas for you in Singapore too. I don't know. Because I've traveled so much, I don't have that expectation, right?
Yeah.
You know, I have a wait and see moment, right? I've worked in some interesting places. I've been, Iran or or Pakistan or whatever, and I've even been into not the cities of India, but where they way back in the outback of India as well, where you're driving past cows on the road and stuff. I have developed this wait and see kind of filter with people, right?
Mm.
Is because if we've got this expectation
Yeah.
that this is the way it should be, and that's the horror of tourists, right?
Yeah.
And I hate tourists the world over, and I try not to be one, right? Because tourists is well, there's whole jokes about the British, of course. When the British went to Spain and they couldn't get their particular brand of beer and stuff like this, and of course they destroyed places like Tenerife, or Lanzarote. It's all full of Irish and British pubs because they didn't go to see the culture. They exported their culture.
Yeah.
And they didn't like change. I have an openness to experience, and I'm like, okay, what are they gonna throw at me, right? And but Portugal's not too much of a culture shock, right? The British and the Portuguese have the longest standing European treaty, I believe.
Yeah.
And so they're not like the French who hate the Brits. I mean, if you try and speak French in Paris, they'll just they'll turn their nose up and walk away. Whereas here, if you try and talk Portuguese, they'll speak to you in English, and then I often say, "Look, I need the practice," and they'll go along with me, and it's fine. So I love that. It's very welcoming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't had a negative experience. I have had negative experiences in other parts of the world where somebody felt like I was a foreigner on their land and was a bit rude, but never had that here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a wonderful thing for us when we can come here and feel welcomed and feel like people are happy that
And
we're here.
and I hope it stays that way. And I mean,
Yeah.
look, I mean, I think I understand why people would turn against tourists. I mean, in Sintra, which is up the road from me, there are signs, saying that over tourism will destroy, the country. I mean, there's, trying to get up. There's a back road where I walk up to the Castelos de Maurice, which is absolutely a traffic jam on a Saturday and Sunday. And I mean, if you lived there, it would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
But I hope that the tourists don't cause the backlash. I mean,
Yeah.
in Barcelona, of course, the Spanish are throwing paint at tourists. I can't see that happening here. But if the
Yeah.
tourists are rude and obnoxious, and if the tour operators aren't sensible, then that can happen.